I'm ready to put the reinforcement in the brim of my hat. I've taken a piece of weed trimmer line, this stuff, and I did a little treatment to it to get it to straighten out a little bit. I've used clothespins to attach it to a aluminum wash pan, and I put it in the sun so it would warm up and straighten out a little bit. That helps a lot to get it to not want to kink up. And now I'm going to insert it through this hole I left in the hat at the back of the where the round marker was. And I'm going to thread this all the way around so that it's just a big tube between these two different colors. My hat has been blocked and dried. It might not be all the way dry on this underside, but it will definitely dry out the rest of the way once I get this cable put in it. I made this cable, the piece of line, longer than the circumference of the hat because I'm going to try a technique of overlapping the ends. See if that works better than the way I did the last one, which was to just butt the ends together. So now that they're in, I can push the ends and test the length. Now it should stand up. It's kind of this. I'm gonna have to try it on my mannequin to see how it's gonna work. This is a length of regular soda straw I got from a restaurant. I'm just gonna stick the two ends in through that just for the point of testing it. Whoops, might need to use a piece of tape. Alright, I've taped the straw on the line so I can push it in all the way. See how it's going to work. Alright, I've decided to try this. I've pushed the line into the hat, and I can pinch with my fingers where they join up to the right length, so I'm going to hold that together and mark those spots on the line with some little pieces of tape. I could use a marker, but I don't like the way they smell. So there's the intersection. So what I need to do now is make these secure. I think they're a little bit too long, so I'm going to cut some off the length. And I'll have some heat shrink tubing. That's this stuff. I ordered it online from Parts Express, where I get all my electronics and stuff. Now, I think if I trim my little pieces of tape, I can still see them, but they won't get in my way. So now I'll put the heat shrink tubing over the line. This is going to be a snug fit on where they cross. I've decided to let them cross each other because I tried it with just letting them touch end to end inside the tubing, and it's its weak point and it wants to fold over there. This way they won't want to fold over. But here's my pieces of tape. I've got to cross that much more of them. So I have to just keep pushing them through the tubing. Alright, now my pieces of tape are lined up. I can arrange my tubing. Oh, let me make sure it's not twisted. Now since it's so secure, I think I can push it all the way into the hat and be able to pull it out again without anything bad happening. Okay, that looks pretty good. Actually, it's a little butterfly effect. Let me try it on the mannequin. Alright, that when I tried it on the mannequin, it does flip up on the sides. That means the cable is too tight. So I want to pull it back out and cross the ends over more. So I'll just push it into the tubing more. I might have to cut some of the length off. It's better to do this over and over again than to do the whole hat and have it not come out right. Try again. Right now my little pieces of tape are lined up before they were end to end. And I'm going to overlap them a little bit more. Okay. Get it all relaxed in there. Okay, that looks good. Now it hangs down on the sides a little bit, which is better than flipping up. It's not a bull rider. Now I'm going to heat shrink this tubing. I'm going to run video while I do it. If it starts to flicker, when I run the heat gun, it makes my lights flash. Sorry about that. I just can't get over how this matches this hat. Ryobi, if you want to sponsor my videos, get in touch with me. I'll be glad to make more things with this color yarn. While it's still a little bit warm, I'll push it in so it can relax into the correct shape and not be twisted. This heat shrink tubing will shrink at 100 degrees C, which is boiling water. I haven't tried putting it in boiling water, but I kind of want to. It's still kinking up a little bit in the back. Alright, I think I caused this to kink by heating it bent. Alright, I've clamped the cable in a little splint with 3 aluminum needles, size 0, and the smallest size of binder clip. Now I'll heat the cable and see if it straightens out. I'll let it cool down before I take it apart. That worked. Now let's see if it can go back in and be straight now. So the lesson there is don't kink the nylon line while you're heating it. Now I have to deal with these tails that I left as a contingency. I did need this big hole, that was good, but I didn't need this one. So I will leave that on the inside next time. I think I need to go through that loop. And then this loop. My hole's closed up already. Right now I've got this nice and even looking. I'm going to just tie a knot in these 2 pieces of yarn, and I'm going to actually on purpose leave a little tail, kind of tassel-y thing back here. Even though this has a drawstring and you can distinctly tell where the back is, sometimes it's nice to be able to tell where the back is from the inside as well. I got the needle threaded, which was actually not very easy. And now I want to sort of work the needle through this envelope and try to avoid splitting any of the yarn inside so that the drawstring will pull through smoothly. I'm just going to go a little bit at a time and then duck out through a big hole and just work it through. I'm kind of hoping that this pretty green color will show through a little bit. A little accent. Not really. Now the drawstring is inserted, I have a little spring closure to put on the drawstring. And since this one's already on a needle, I'll just use the needle to thread it through. And now I'll determine the proper length for these and finish the other end so that I can put that through too. Now I'm going to sew this end nice.